reality of the situation is that women hold up political parties. Women are the ones that run the political organizations. It's just the men. You see a lot of the men in the front.
Women's transformation and leadership was a continuation of training that we had started in 1996.
The organizers were able to bring together so many different resources to us. We did not have to go searching all over the country, going to so many consultations to find the information that is so crucial for us who have to serve in local government. So I want to say thank you very much for bringing all of these resourceful people together so that we can experience, from their experience.
I am a proud participant and a recipient of this program. It has impacted my life in such a way that now I am interested in research for women.
In the Caribbean, we had agreed that we would focus on women, getting women into local government, because it was a natural progression of how they could influence the political leadership by becoming effective local government councillors.
And you might hear from time to time people saying that they empowering others. They can't do that. Anytime you hear them doing that, stop them one time. It depends on you to empower yourself. Somebody else could only facilitate it.
This was the first time that I received from a group of women the kind of affirmation that I received. I felt it was okay for me to be a part of this group. There were some people who felt, why are you in our business of local government? I just want to make a difference.
So that this particular project was a continuation of the program of the other things that we had done. Previous one, Advancing Women's Transformational Leadership, continuation of the conference that we had in 2012 for Women's Transformational Leadership in the Caribbean, right? So it's all a continuation of that work in a scheduled and organized way to build the capacity of women's leadership and for governance in the region.
My question is it changing? Is it something that is changing?
When I first ran for election was in 1996. I had no clue about what local government was. So sometimes we are thrust into things and we learn by force. What I would recommend is that in order for there to be the best of people who we end up with as representatives, no matter whether it's a PTA, for whichever office, we try to prepare ourselves beforehand. And the most important question I will want you all to consider is, what am I going into this thing for? Because if you do not work out why you want to get into this space, you'll mess it up when you get into the space.
The theme of this latest program is train, run, win, lead.
Public speaking. You must communicate with the public as a politician. You cannot hide from that. So if you are thinking about politics at all as a woman, you must be able to speak to the public, engage them, and get them to believe what you are saying. So we feel empowered this evening. We're not sure exactly where we want to be in politics, but we're getting all the information and tools we need, and we're enjoying this session.
The big question that always comes after you've won what kind of leadership are you going to provide as a local government councillor or alderman, as the case may be?
At present, I took this course basically, I'm interested in politics, but I may not necessarily say front burner politics.
So many of the people who were not going to run, but they needed to know about how to run a successful campaign and what would be their strategies that they would engage in as part of that management team to enable the woman, whoever is the candidate, to win. And also, like when they won, what kind of leadership, transformational leadership they were going to provide. We offered 8 modules. Governance, what was good governance?
There's consensus, there's a general agreement what we mean when we're talking about governance, and therefore what expectations we should validly have of those who are in governance.
We need people who come up
through the ranks of society, because you reach a certain position because of your name, because of your job, etc. means that you forget where you came from. The communication has just gone out of the window, so it makes for poor governance.
We had a component, we spoke to gender budgeting, because we knew that the budgets, whether at local or national level, were not gender neutral. And if you needed to put women in there who understood why they needed to be able to transform the gender budget process to make it more gender responsive. And that is a process from which we've had significant support from the Commonwealth in training, for example, in Trinidad and Tobago, in training the people from the government ministries in the process of gender budgeting. The manifesto that we created, which the first one was called 10 Points for Power. The manifestos would cover issues like a code of ethics for political participation. It would cover what women were demanding in respect of employment, education, gender-based violence, sexual and reproductive health, all of those issues. We produced some materials as well that we'd like to share. The first one, most important one, I think, is the Women in Local Government Elections book, a book which records all of the women who've contested local government elections in Trinidad and Tobago from 1946 to 2013, showing those who ran, who won, which parties they came from, and the trend and the pattern of the development of women's participation in local government over the years.
57 women were elected. 33% of the total were represented in all our councils. More and more women are contesting and taking a more active role in politics. Not only are we the backbone and machinery of election campaigns.
The work of the network of NGOs is very important to the organization of women in this country, and indeed to the development of women in the Caribbean at large. Where are we today as women in local government? There is no doubt that the involvement of women in Trinidad and Tobago in local government has increased tremendously.
The other thing that we've produced is a cadre of trainers. We've received support for this work from several organizations, starting with the OAS, our own ministries of gender affairs, as well as from the Commonwealth Foundation at one time, from the UN Women in particular, and the Special UN Fund for Gender Equality, which is a new fund that UN Women has been managing.